Blessings, everyone. Happy new moon in Aries. Just wanted to give you some of the astrological and human design insights for this week and a little bit into the month ahead. My name is Aries. I'm an evolutionary shamanic astrologer, and I'm really excited to share this really powerful time that we're in for this new moon. The new moon is early Wednesday morning when most of us are sleeping, but we're still going to be feeling this energy as we've been feeling a lot in the last few weeks, which is all this Aries activation. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the first sign of springtime, the beginnings, and we're all feeling this initiatory, like the leader emerging through each of us. This is a new moon that is actually conjunct, very tight, with both Venus and Mars. And this means that during this new moon, we're actually going to have Uranus in Aries, the moon in Aries, Venus, Mars, and the sun. So this is a lot of Aries energy. Now, one of the shadows we may run into around this new moon has to do with being a little too self-focused and just following our whims, our impulses, and acting very rashly. Now, as the great generals will do, they'll always strategize their actions, and that's very important at this time. This is a time where we may be called into a lot of directions all at once. And so we want to be intelligent with where we're putting that energy. So one of the main areas we may be initiating new energy during this new moon has to do with relationships. Venus and Mars being conjunct with this new moon. So the fact that the god and the goddess, Mars and Venus, are right here in the same degrees of the zodiac, it makes all of us very aware of our relationship dynamics. Do we feel free in our relationships? Do we feel free to express ourselves? This is one of the main tests at this time in relationships. Now, this new moon is actually reflecting some of the energy over the last couple of weeks we've been working with, which is that Uranus-Pluto square in the sky. And this is an aspect that is exact 7 different times in a period of 4 to 5 years. And this is the energy that a lot of you may have heard about that connects us back to the 60s when these two planets were together in the same degrees in the sky. So when we think of the chaos and the excitement, the breakdown and the breakthrough, the transformation, the revolution and rebellion of the 60s, a lot of that is being rekindled right now with this square. And Uranus is a breakthrough, epiphanous, enlightening type of energy. And it's being empowered and really cathartically transformed. And it's very, we could say there's volcanic energy that's been bubbling up from the surface. So all of those taboos, all of those energies that we've repressed in the last couple of decades are now, with this square, really coming up to be examined. And one of the main areas is around relationships. And so those old models are dying away, and the new paradigms of absolute presence, of transparency, of awakening through relationship, as opposed to holding on to something that may not be evolutionary. All of this is very much a part of this Uranus-Pluto square. We can think back to the 60s and some of the breakthroughs in relationship around that time, and also specifically around the freedom that women started to experience using the pill and really taking control of their sexuality. And women are always empowered, moving into deeper and more, not only deeper, but stronger roles of leadership during the Uranus-Pluto connections in the sky. We can look back to all of the feminist movements from the last few centuries, and we really see that they usually were taking place under a Uranus-Pluto alignment like we're having. So we should also see an expansion and an enhancement of women's potentials, women's leadership movements on the planet. And this is all happening with this Uranus-Pluto square. Now, it got triggered really strongly a couple weeks ago with the Sun, with Venus and Mars. Even last week we were still feeling it. In a few weeks, Mercury will come in to touch it. Mercury will move into Aries by the end of this week, and that's where we're going to see that we're going to be asked to lead with our words, to have breakthrough mental experiences, downloads, epiphanies, but we may also need to watch being sort of battle hungry, or where unconscious energies like the shadow may come out through our verbal channels. So look for that in 10 days to 2 weeks when Mercury triggers the Uranus-Pluto square. And look for the Uranus-Pluto square to be exact again in May, which is also when we have these 3 eclipses back to back to back, April 24th, and then May 9th, and then May 25th. This is going to be a very intense portal of evolution. The eclipses are always very strong karmic resolutions, and also the dharmic, or the next stage of our evolution unfolding. So we can think of them as evolutionary phase shifts, and that means new people come in, older friends, older contacts, jobs, places we live. All of that may change really strongly during the eclipse window. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about that in an upcoming teleseminar. But I wanted to mention one other thing about a major transit going on right now, and it's a human design transit. And this is where Jupiter has, for the most part in the month of April, is going to be located in the 35th gate in human design, 35th hexagram, which is actually located in the throat center. So Jupiter, the teacher, the guru, philosophy, the wisdom teachings, and also what we feel as a source of inspiration and expansion for us is in the throat center now. So first of all, we're going to feel a lot of excitement about what we're communicating, and we want to feel like we're giving uplifting, hopeful messages to those around us, and we're going to be attracted to those kinds of messages as well. We're also looking at a more enhanced potential to express and to manifest through our voice with this cycle. Jupiter is in the 35th gate, and this gate has everything to do with progress. It's the gate of progress, which requires change. So this will really increase the busyness factor, action and interaction with people. This gate is part of a whole channel that has a few different names, but it's called the channel transitorianess, or again, change, shift, and also versatility. Now, one of the descriptions of this channel is that it really has a lot to do with that urge inside of us to experience everything. So, again, this is keeping us very curious, very busy. Again, all that Aries energy in the sky. This is a pretty highly charged time, and we're going to feel ourselves pulled in a lot of different directions. What we want to maintain during this is some kind of focus that we're not just saying yes to everything and then getting burnt out. You know, this is the shadow of Jupiter, right? Expand, expand, expand. It's like the bubble eventually has to pop. But we want to collect experiences in order to learn from them. And that's the beauty of this channel, is observing the experiences we go through, gain wisdom from that, and then communicate it back to others. And that's a real potential this month of April with Jupiter in the 35th gate in the throat chakra. So thank you all for checking out this video. My website is soulalchemyastrology.com for human design readings, evolutionary astrology readings, erotic empowerment, intimacy coaching, and I also just posted an Aries-themed DJ set. So hope that will get your fires moving and get you up and dancing with all this this exciting energy of Aries. So until next video, take care, namaste, and Lakesh, be well.